Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is filmed back in September. Boy, was it just a perfect day for golf. Played this round from the tips, which played about just over 6,700 yards. This first hole, short but deceptively demanding par 4 to begin the round. Smart play is a fairway wood or long iron down the left side, but I decided to hit driver here. Was feeling good coming off the range, and happy I did because I struck it well and set myself up nicely with a wedge into the green on my second. Here we are from about 76 yards. Just aiming center green here. Green slopes from back right to the front left, so being left of the hole here is a must. Do just that. Do pull a little bit, but still have a pretty decent uphill putt and a chance for birdie, which is something I'll take on the first hole any day of the week. I had this breaking left to right, was aiming about a foot left of the cup, but just a misread. This was my first time playing this club, so definitely was a bit of a learning curve on some of the holes, but good way to start with a par out the gate. Second hole here is the longest par 4 in the course and the number 1 handicap hole. Requires a pretty accurate tee shot with big trees lining the fairways from both sides. All I'm looking to do here is a big draw right to left, but it hangs out to the right. I thought for a second I was going to be losing this in the trees and have to hit another, but I got real lucky and this bounced right into the center of the fairway. But it did leave me with a pretty lengthy second shot into the green. It's significantly uphill. I went with a 5-iron here. Pin was in the front of this big green. It's tiered. And I caught this pretty good. Hit it just how I want it to. Just went a bit far, if I'm being honest. I don't know how much it rolled out, being that it was a blind. But here we are with a birdie putt from the next area code. I'm just praying to get this somewhat close. At this point, I thought I had a chance, but it just started picking up speed and rolled right on by, leaving me with a 5-footer up the hill for par, and we do save this, and we are even heading into the third. All the par 3s at Statesville Country Club are long, but at least this one has a large green to aim at, which I do not take advantage of, as I pulled this 6-iron about 30 yards left. Luckily, I found the ball, had a chip back up to the green, hoping to get this one close and save another par. Caught it clean, just didn't hit it far enough, leaving myself with a pretty lengthy par putt, which did not give a chance, didn't give it enough pace. We are 1 over, heading into the fourth and first par 5 of the day. All the par 5s at this club are risk-reward holes, potential 2-shotters. This one I'm aiming right side of the fairway, drawing it back. Being that it was my first time here, I didn't know that this was going to go right through the fairway, but luckily I had a shot into the green. You can see 254 to this flag. I pull up my 2-iron here. All I'm looking to do is put a good swing on it, which I do, and just get it close to the green. I can hit 254 with this club, but not all the time. 230 is pretty much the average off the ground. But set myself up here. Third shot, 54 degree. It's going to break heavy right to left. And that was just a bad chip. That was bad. It was terrible. We have a birdie putt now. And there was no chance that was going in. No chance whatsoever. Let's just get a par and move on. Boom. 1 over still, heading into the fifth. Pretty straightforward par 4. Don't want to be left here with OB, so I chose 4-iron. This can be a drivable green. Did not want to be risky. Blocked this out to the right, but was just in the rough. Had about 111 here, uphill to a front located flag. This green slopes heavily back to front. I caught this super clean, and this went definitely farther than I wanted it to. Setting up a pretty testy downhill slippery putt from about 25-30 feet. Here I am setting up nicely. A little last second adjustment here. Just want to move a little bit more out to the left. Just read it, roll it, hopefully hole it. Bang. From downtown. That's a bird. We're back to even. Now to the 6th hole, another par 5. This was into a headwind. This is the shortest par 5 on the course, but this was a tough one into the wind today. Put a good swing on it. Big high draw. Left myself with 172 to this flag. Pulled out the 7-iron, and I pulled that shot pretty badly. Had to worry about a family that was on the hole ahead of me. Luckily, no one was injured. Here I am, 54, just back to the green. Set myself up with this for bird. And had a chance. Just didn't turn towards the end as much as I thought it was going to. Just knock this in for par and move on. On to the 7th hole, par 3. This, in my opinion, was one of the toughest holes on the course. Downhill, long tee shot. Went with a 5-iron that I left open and blocked out to the right, leaving me with a very difficult chip. Pin, you can see, is over that little hill, and it slopes heavily towards and away from that flag. And I'll say this is probably the best chip I could have hit here. I don't think I could have done any better. Leave me with a tester for par. Oh, the pain. I thought I had it. All right, just uphill, knock it in, bogey, move on to the 8th. Blind tee shot here. Definitely want to favor the left side. Right side, there are some trees. It's going to be tougher to get into, have a better approach into the green. Obviously, I don't listen here to myself. And I block this out to the right. Again, you can see there's a trend here with the swing on the front 9. Everything's going to the right. But we got 127 flag here, pitching wedge, just aiming center green. Just get another good swing on this. Do just that. Set myself up with the chance for a 2-putt par and move on. Flag putting on this day was putting on a clinic, in my opinion. It's doing real well with controlling speeds for the most part. But here we are, one of the signature par 4s at this club. Fairway bunkers on the left come into play with driver, which makes it a risky tee shot. This was into a heavy wind. Felt like I was playing in Scotland at that point. From here, had about 154 flag, went with 9-iron. Now this was a right to left wind, so you can see the ball just kept moving, drawn over to the left a little bit, didn't end up fading. But chipping a putt up and down for par is the goal. Not the best chip, but at least giving myself a chance for par to close out the front. And just couldn't get it in. But 2 over through 9. I'll take that any day of the week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks again for all the support up to this point. This is the 3rd or 4th video on my channel. Looking forward to continuing bringing some more golf in the Carolinas to you. But here we move on to the 10th. Fun way to start the back 9. Downhill, straight up par 4. Just want to bomb a driver back into the wind here. Blind tee shot though, so I was not sure where this ended up. Ended up being in the left rough, with leaving me with about 108. I was playing this with a gap wedge, 50 degree into the wind, so I was still playing this about 110, 115. And I put a good swing on this. Thought I had a chance of getting close, but I hit it a bit long, leaving me with this short-sided chip that I completely thin and hit way past the hole, leaving me with a very difficult about 8 to 10 footer, save par. Really could use this to set up a good start to the back nine here. Want to thank the team at Statesville Country Club for, one, having me out to play this round, but two, this round was just days after the hurricane a couple months ago, and this course, as you can see, was in prime shape even after all the rain. But here we are, safe par. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Tap in bogey. We move on to the 11th. Back up that same hill that we just came down for a par 4. I decided to go with a 2-iron. I didn't want a short wedge into this green. Wanted a bit more of a pitching wedge or a 9-iron. So I felt this was a better call. Didn't hit it 100% well, but good enough, and found the fairway, leaving me with a knockdown pitching wedge into this green. This was downwind, so wind was helping. This could not be a full pitching wedge, but I hit this just how I want to. Wasn't aiming at this flag, just was aiming center green. Nice little fade. Set myself up nicely, landed pin high. Had this right to left breaking putt for birdie. You know, gave it a chance. Tap in par, we move on to the 12th. The shortest par 3 on this course, but still not necessarily easy. This requires a tee shot to that back left portion of the green. Everything slopes right to left. And this was back into the wind. So I went 7-iron. This was playing probably about 175, 180 with where the tee boxes were set up. Ended up pin high. Lengthy putt for birdie here. Just trying to lag this one close. Do just that. Tap this one in for par and we'll move on. We're 3 over, heading into my favorite hole on this course, the par 5 13th. This is a big risk-reward hole. I'm looking to get this, cover that right fairway bunker, very narrow landing area. I'm trying to get this in range for a 2-shot, easy 2-shot hole. And I hit this drive perfect, just how I envisioned, right over that bunker. Setting myself up nicely with about 154, 160 to the green. There was a pond right in front of it and a tree I got to carry. So this is not the easiest of shots. But we get it done. And at this point, I'm praying it hits. And we're on with a chance for eagle. Big bird. This is a tough putt, though. This is a very big slider, downhill, right to left. I didn't have much confidence stepping up to this putt, and it shows. Here, I'm just hoping it stops. And I've got a tester for bird. Worst thing is getting onto the green in 2 and 3 putting. Nobody wants that. Luckily, I didn't do it this time. I normally do. But we got a bird there. Back to 2 over, heading into the 14th. Pretty straightforward par 4 here. Definitely want to be favored on the left side, out of bounds on the right. And here I am flirting with the OB line. But I end up getting past the trees, landing into the rough, leaving me with about 90, 95 yards to this front pin location. Don't want to aim center green. I'm actually aiming front left. I want to be just short. Reason being, I want an uphill putt. And it would have been a lot more difficult from behind this flag, I felt. Another short tap in for par. We move on to the par 5 15th. They say this is one of the easiest par 5s on the course. You would think with my draw, it sets up beautifully. Just want to pretty much aim at that house on the right and draw it back into the fairway. That's what I was thinking with this shot. It's what I envisioned. But don't always hit the shot we envision. We do draw it, just starts out a lot more left than I want it. Gets past the fairway bunker, but I did not have a shot into this green. So here I am with my second shot, just looking to punch this into the fairway with my 6-iron. Came out a bit hot, ended up rolling through the fairway and into the rough. This shot reminded me very much of the wedge shot into the 10th hole, so I decided to go 54 instead of 50. And I just did not want to even think about that bunker on the front right, so I aimed center green, leave myself with a lengthy birdie putt, which did not even have a chance because of the break, but another relatively easy par, and we move on to the 16th. 16th is a par 4, pretty, again, straightforward par 4, right up the gut. Caught this one well, ended up in the right rough with about 145, 150 into this front right pin location. Hit a 9-iron, caught a bit of a flyer. This hit the green and rocketed forward. It just rolled all the way. There's a pretty big green too. It rolled all the way to the back there. Had this coming back, really testy putt because it's going downhill, and it has a chance of rolling off the green if I hit it too hard. But we settle in nice and cozy, set myself up with another 3 or 5 foot par. And we move on to the 17th. 2 over, heading into the last 2. Last par 3 of the day. This was my favorite par 3. Lengthy one. Not 194 flag. 6-iron. This was one of the best swings of the day, though. Caught it clean, hit it just how I want it. This ball landed about probably 3 yards past the flag. So here I've got birdie putt, chance to bring it to 1 over. Downhill, right to the left slider. This is a tough one. Almost. But again, 3-footer back uphill for par. And we move on to the last hole of the day. Very difficult par 4. From the back tees, my goal here is high draw over the trees on the right. Doesn't even think about that bunker in the left. Takes that out of play. Just want to make sure I get it over the trees, though. Hopefully get back into the fairway. Made a good swing. I was happy with this. Ended up going through the fairway. Hit it a bit too far. But set myself up with this shot into the green. 105, 54 degree. I waited for about 15 minutes before hitting this shot for the twosome in front of me. So I was a bit agitated. I was stressed. There were people behind the green. I was playing really well. I'm filming, and the pressure got to me. I was really worried that was going to hit people. Luckily, it didn't. But we flew the green, got this coming back, and we flub it. Man, 2 over heading into the last. The wheels are falling off, and they're falling off quickly. There's a chance for par, and we need to make this for that chance. Bye-bye. And it just keeps going. No chance. Left me with a putt uphill. You can see I'm pretty frustrated at this point. But I can't be mad. It was a great day all around. 2 over into the last. I'll finish this up with 2 putts. Missed the bogey. Tap in for double. Finish the day 4 over. Very happy with how this round was. Hope y'all enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed playing, editing it for all of you.